So welcome to How to Monetize with live streams. We're really excited to talk about this. It's an incredible opportunity to grow your engagement and your audience. But let me tell you a little bit about myself. Hi, I'm Paola Mendez, and I am the founder of the Blogger Union. For those of you who are not familiar with the Blogger Union is a network of blogger communities dedicated to growing our members' brands and incomes. We have chapters all over the US. I run the one in the Miami area. It's called the South Florida Bloggers, but we also have the New York City Bloggers, the Minneapolis Bloggers, the DC Bloggers, the Houston Bloggers. So if you'd like to find out a little bit more about the different chapters that we have around the US, you should check out thebloggerunion.com. Speaking with us today is Daphne LeBlanc. I'm so excited to have her here. She's a social media expert. And welcome, Daphne. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, well, Paola, I never call myself an expert, so I totally appreciate that. I will actually do a little bit of an intro when I get into my slides, so I think that would make things a little bit easier.
Okay, perfect. Then let's move on.
All right. So today, guys, I really wanted to talk about monetizing your blog with live streams. And what I wanted to really think about, we can go to the next slide, is just one thing that I've realized is when it comes to bloggers, we all have we're all collaborative. There are so many things that we share in common. And I think that one of the things that I absolutely love about the Blogger Union is the fact that it is making a collaboration with bloggers across the United States. But one of the hardest things for bloggers is as more bloggers are coming into the online world, we can go to the next slide, it is becoming a little bit more impossible to make yourself get seen or heard or anything now. And you feel like everything that you're doing, you're just running into a wall. Why? Because, next slide, you are getting stuck in the sea of noise of the online world because everyone is talking. Let's think about, honestly, when even a movement is happening, how do you even hear it? You're following the hashtag, you're following this person, you're following an influencer, you're following all these people. But the thing is, there's a sea of noise out there. And I want to share with you guys some different tactics that I have used in the past and that have helped me kind of get out of that sea of noise. But also, I want to tell you a little bit, very little, about me and why I think you should hear me a little bit. Next slide. So number one, I am the owner of a small boutique agency called Cafe and Laptop LLC. I launched it when I moved here to Dallas, Texas from New York. So I'm a New Yorker, Texan. The truth is, my goal is to actually become a Floridian and stay where it's really close to the water and stay in the heat because that's what I love. I am also a social media trainer and speaker. I love to teach people every single thing that I know about social media, as well as digital marketing. I don't believe that social media can work without all the other digital marketing components. I am a speaker where I've spoken here before in Fort Lauderdale. I've also spoken at some of the various conferences like Social Media Tulsa, Social Media Houston, MDMC, and a whole bunch of other places that you have probably heard of. But I think my biggest claim to fame is that I am a mom of three. I have a 23-year-old, a 15-year-old, and a 9-year-old. And I am luckily married to, I believe he's my best friend. I don't know if he would call me his best friend, but I'm married to somebody that I think is wonderful. Now, one of the reasons I think you guys should listen to me is what a lot of people don't know is that I'm actually an ex-blogger. So I would say, okay, my daughter is 15. So 15 years ago, I used to blog. 15 years ago, I started a mommy blog and I wrote on that blog for over 5 years. I decided to stop writing that blog as I decided to get into other things. I was starting to make an income. I actually started to get speaking engagements. Like many of you, I also had collaborative engagements with various brands. I became an influencer and I started to get paid for things. I remember the first time I got a comment on my blog, I was like, oh my God, somebody not only read it, but they wrote a comment and they're waiting for me to answer. I was like, what the heck is going on? So I am an ex-blogger, so I do understand some of the different things that happen when you are blogging and the different ways that you kind of are trying to figure out how to make money and make this thing a full-time gig, okay? But also, I truly believe in the power of live streaming, and here's why. You can go to the next slide. In 5 days, I made $6,000, and all I did was live stream, right? So I want to repeat that. 5 days, all I did was live stream. I did not do any of the things that I'm supposed to do, like email marketing, I'm sorry, Barbara, have a copywriter write my landing page, have my website all decked out. I didn't do any of those things. All I did was live stream for 5 days straight at the same time. Okay. So one of the things that I see in there, someone said, tell us your secrets. But I do have one huge secret is my daughter has been standing at this door, like thinking that I can't hear her. So I just need 1 second. What do you want, my love? See the power of live streaming. Yes, you can. See you later. No, you don't need to say hi. Please? Say hi. Hi. Okay.
Hi.
See you later. Okay, so sorry. Again, the secrets of live streaming, right? Is that anything can happen, but it's how do you kind of roll with the punches? And it's actually a question that I got when I posted up on Instagram, like how do you handle things that come up? Guess what? I did it and I kept on going. And that's what I want you guys to kind of get out of this. And I will try my best to tell you my secrets, but I don't think it's really a secret, okay? We can go on. So I have a free gift for you guys. I will post this up in there, and it's not like a super great free gift, but I want to show you some of the different things. So there's a reason for this. I want to show you how something like this works and how you could leverage this when you guys are doing your live streaming. Okay. So next slide. So why are bloggers important? So first and foremost, we're not even going to talk about live streaming. What I want you guys to understand is why you are important, why you're important to brands, why you're important to people. Number one is that you humanize a brand. Okay, so remember, I have my own agency. So many of the clients that I work with are looking for something called influencers. You guys have heard that word. And also something called KOLs. KOLs are key operating leaders or key, and which basically is an influencer in whatever area that is. So a lot of KOLs tend to come from healthcare. So the reason that brands look for people like that is because they need someone to humanize their brand. Because no matter what kind of messaging they come out with, no matter what they write, they sound like their brand. And a brand can sell, but they can't sell as well as someone who humanizes their brand, someone who talks about their brand in a way that they do not have the ability to. Number two, why are bloggers important? Because they increase trust, okay? And the easiest way to build trust is to go on live and sadly have your daughter walk in or your dog walk in or your power turn off and keep on going. Why? How are you building trust? Because what you're doing is you're building a connection with people that the brands cannot do. They can't come on and be like, hey girl, how you doing? Blah, 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 blah. They can't do that. And if they do that, people are going to be like, what kind of brand is that? It's going to really throw them off guard. They can't do that. And then the other thing is they're making, as a blogger, we're making connections with these brands, okay? There are people that will actually inbox you and be like, for real, I saw you did a review on this. Can you really be honest with me? You can't go and say, hey, brands XYZ, can you be honest with me? Do you really work? What are they going to tell you? Heck yeah, we work. Whether it works or not, it doesn't matter. That's what they're going to say. Okay. Sorry. So now, why are you going to use Facebook Live? And I'm going to move on to this. Why are you going to use Facebook Live? Why are you going to use IG Live? Why are you going to use YouTube Live? Why are you going to use LinkedIn Live? And here's the answer. Plain and simple, authentic marketing. That's it. Because you cannot fake the funk when you are live. Because guess what? If I was doing this pre-recorded, I would have taken out my daughter who's coming and knocking on the door. I would have probably taken out the sound that I just heard of my dog shaking. right? I would have, if I said an I would have removed that. And with a live stream, you can't remove that. You're just real. You're authentic. It is what it is, right? We can go on to the next thing. Okay, the other reason you want to use live stream, and again, replace Facebook with anything that you're willing to go live on, guys. Anything you're willing to go live on. But what I want you guys to know is live video is watched way more, 3 times more than regular video, and that may have actually increased, okay? The other thing is people watch over 1 million hours of video. I think that's insane. Like they watch more live stream video and stuff like that than they do like Netflix and pre-recorded videos. Insane. Because I'm a Netflix junkie, guys. So like I watch a lot of Netflix. So to think that there is more live stream watch than there is Netflix, amazing to me. And then what's really important as bloggers, what you guys have to do, you have to pay attention to what the board of directors and what the owners of these social media platforms want. Mark Zuckerberg, for one, said that he views video as a priority. That is one of the most important things for him when it comes to Facebook. And guess what? He also owns Instagram. He also owns WhatsApp. So what do you think he's going to push when he thinks about content that you're sharing? He's not going to push you sharing your blog post. He's not going to push you posting a picture of you using a product or service. What he's going to do is he's going to push the video that you're doing that's talking about that service. And now also knowing that live video is viewed more and people engage more on that, what do you think he's going to push even more? Okay, next. Okay, so now that I've already told you that live video is more appealing to brand audience, people have actually said that 80% of them will watch more live video than they will a blog. So how many of you, by ones and twos, so I know that there are a lot of bloggers on here, every time you write a blog, do you do a live stream video or a video about that blog? I'm gonna sit here and wait and see how many people actually say yes. Wow. Okay, so we have a lot of no's, but look at what fact I just showed you, that people want to listen or look at your video more than they want to read your blog. So why are we not doing video? Okay, that's just like my point right there, and I'm gonna stop there. And Kelly, kudos to you. I really appreciate that you said 90% yes. And I'd love to know in the comments for Kelly, especially since she already does the video, have you seen an increase in people looking at your videos since you've done this? I mean, reading your blogs or going to your website or things like this since you've started incorporating video in there, okay? So as soon as you respond, it doesn't matter. I have 3 kids. I'm used to being all over the place. So we can go to the next slide. Okay, so I want to jump. I am so sorry, guys.
No worry. We're all used to this. We're in the pandemic. No worries.
All right. So now let's jump into the content. Okay. Before you go on live, okay? Before you go on live, there are certain things that you have to do. So I'm going to talk about 3 simple steps: before, during, and after. So we can go to the next slide. So before you go on live, okay? I think this one's animated, so you can just like go through it or whatever. Okay. And then we can go to the next slide because this just gives you examples of different types of videos that you can do. Before you go on live, I want you to practice, right? And how do you practice? Because a question that I got on Instagram today was, well, how do I build confidence to go on live? So what I want you guys to do is practice going live. So there are ways that you can practice. One of the best ways to practice is to go into a Facebook group and have other people in it. Don't be doing it by yourself, because we can do a whole lot of stuff by ourselves and think we're amazing or think we suck, right? So have some accountability partners or find a Facebook group that allows you to go live and practice in there. Allow them to provide you constructive criticism and practice. Number 2, schedule out that live stream. I don't care if you're doing it on YouTube. I don't care if you're doing it on LinkedIn. Let people know that you are going to do it. Some platforms allow people to get reminders. Some platforms don't. But guess what? The more people that you are reminding that you are going to go on live, they're going to start kind of solidifying that date and time in their head. And then the last one is inform. You guys are bloggers, so you guys know how to inform and tell people everything that is happening. But for some reason, when we're doing it for ourselves, we tend to forget. And I don't want you guys to forget, because if you want to be successful doing your live streams, you not only need to practice, you not only need to schedule, but you need to remind people and inform them all over the place that you're going to be doing live stream. I want to stop for a second because what I want to respond is something that Kelly said. She said for her, she was the other way around, that she was predominantly on YouTube and then pushing people to her blog. So that's why she was able to really feel comfortable with doing the videos. And that's a great key. YouTube, guess what? That's freaking better than Instagram, better than Facebook, but that's like a whole social media type lesson right there. But understand that YouTube is really killer when it comes to video. Next slide. Now, the other way that you want to prepare is you want to talk about lighting. So if you see me when I'm in this room, you see how the lighting is, right? So for me, I wear glasses. So it's important that I don't use the ring light, because if I use the ring light, I look like I'm like telling people, I don't know, like hypnotizing them or something, because it's like a really round thing on there. So you want to make sure that the lighting, you want to make sure people can see you. Audio, you want to have good audio. So one of the first things that we did when we started this Zoom, I said, hey, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me really well? So there are different things that you can do when it comes to audio. I have a specific mic that I use. I see if I can pull it up so you guys can see it. So I use the Yeti mic, right? But prior to that, I use the Blue, which is a Blue Yeti. But if you don't have those, I highly recommend something as simple as, hold on, it's gonna make a lot of noise because it's all wrapped up in something here. I highly recommend these little things right here. They're just earbuds. Why do I recommend earbuds? Is because what it does is it blocks out the white noise. There's a lot of other things you can do for audio, but right now we're just talking about budget friendly for people who've all said no that they haven't live streamed. So you don't need to go extra if you haven't done it yet, right? Simple earbuds. What it does is it allows the sound to just go into one area and not all over the place. There's less echoing and less white noise. Now, the next thing is your video quality. What does your video quality look like? I am using a webcam. So if I go in here, it'll automatically focus for me. And so there's a ton of different webcams out there. But if you're going on IG Live, you can just use your phone. Like if you guys see right here, I have my phone right here and I can do an IG Live right here. So all you need is to make sure that you have a good video quality. And then last but not least is doggone it, internet. And everywhere has internet nowadays. You don't have internet at home, no worries. You can go to Starbucks and you can do a live stream. So right here, I literally just gave you guys 4 things that you need just to prepare. Now I'm gonna make it super basic and super cheap. Lighting, if you don't have lighting, go outside. The sun is perfect. You don't have audio, use the earbuds that came with your phone. Video is right there on your phone. I don't know anyone, well, actually I do know like one person who has a flip phone, but everyone else I know has a smartphone and then the internet. Like that's it. So all of you, there's not one person on here who has an excuse that they cannot go live. Sound good? All right, so next up. So during your live stream, this is where people kind of struggle and they kind of go all over the place. They're like, holy cow, what the heck? We can click. So during your live stream, it's all about engagement. So think about when I asked you guys, so someone just tell me, right? Yes or no, if you've done this. Always engage with your people, okay? Ask them questions. Don't give them a long history of who you are, what you do. Like how many of us, I'll be honest, you see, I'm petty. So how many of us have been on a live stream and the person spoke about 20 minutes about their life and you still don't even know what the live stream is about? I'm like, oh, you see, look, you see, now we're saying, yep. Okay, that is poor engagement, because people don't care. Like if they're following you and they're going into the live stream, jump in, talk to them, ask them a question, ask them to answer the question and make it super simple. Ask them, have you guys noticed people who are like, give me a 1 if this or a 2 if that? You want to know why they tell you a 1 or a 2? Because it's really easy to type 1 or 2. It's a whole lot harder to type a full sentence. And that is a way that you can really begin to start like engaging with your audience. Think about things that people have asked you on Instagram, on Facebook. Think about things that you've asked people and really start engaging and asking them those questions. And guess what? You can do this on all platforms. YouTube allows people to write comments on your lives. Instagram allows people to write comments on their lives. Facebook, LinkedIn, all of these places allow you to do that. So make sure that you're engaged. Now, remember the first time when I said prepare? If you are stuck, if you know this is something that makes you like really cringe, like you're like, I have no idea how I'm going to engage with people, start writing a list of questions that you want to ask them so that while you are doing this live stream, you are asking them those questions periodically. Okay, next. So you guys have done your live and now your live is done and you're like, praise Jesus. My live is done. I'm still alive. It's on there. There were people that went on there. What do you do next? It's not over. It has just begun. Okay, so next. What I want you guys to do is after you have done your live stream, you're going to edit your live stream. So you can go into your live. You can go there, different places that you can go onto your live. And this is for all of your live streams. It does not matter where you have done your live stream. Again, I'm only focusing on Facebook, but you can go into IG and you can move that live stream to IGTV. But what I want you guys to do is make sure that you edit that IGTV and you provide them with, okay, hold up. I have to stop. Because somebody said I didn't faint, LOL, very true. Because the first time I did a live stream, I damn near passed out because it was over. And I was like, oh my God, I did it. So I get you with the, you didn't faint. Okay, so back to the IGTV. So when you're on IGTV, you have the ability to put a link in your IGTV. So why not do that? That link will either drive them to your website, that link to drive them to an opt-in, that link can drive them to maybe someone you're doing affiliate marketing with, that link could drive them to your like to buy page, that link can do just about anything. So no matter where you go on live, make sure that you go and you edit the information, okay? The next slide. Okay, this is just about how to edit the video, sorry. And then, I'm sorry, can we go back? It's my fault. Can we? I don't know if you guys noticed, but even on Facebook, there are call to actions. So make sure you put call to actions when you're editing your video. Make sure that you have a title for it. And also there's something called SRT files. You can do that automatically, but there are plenty of people who love to watch live streams after the live stream has happened, but they want to do it without sound because maybe they're at work or they have their kids are sleeping, whatever, but they want to watch it. This is something that's super important. Make sure you put those captions in there because people actually like to watch a live stream sometimes with no sound. Go ahead.
Question.
Go ahead.
How do you get those captions?
Okay, there's a whole bunch of ways. So captions can be on, automatic captions are on Facebook and on YouTube. But remember, because all of us have our different accents and things like that, I highly recommend that you edit the captions. Go in there and check. Okay, there are different iPhone apps that do the same thing when you're live streaming and it'll put the captions on for you as well. But again, I find that based off of the way you might say certain words, it messes it up. Now, I do a little trick is I upload it onto YouTube and then I download the SRT files directly from YouTube because YouTube lets you do that. And then I edit those. But then the other one, this is also kind of my favorite tool, and it is called Headliner. H-E, like literally Headliner, and I think it's Headliner app. If you search for that, I'll make sure that I will go in and look for the link and give you guys that as well. it also does the SRT files for you and edits your video. Really cool. And it's free. They do have some paid options, but the free option, I think, lets you do 2 videos a month or 3 videos a month. So pretty cool.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And of course, there's a whole bunch of like third-party paid tools that also do SRT files too.
Okay.
Okay, again, all of this is about the different links that you can post up and how you want to edit your content. Thank you, Barbara. I love my headliner. Okay, so the next thing is, how do you continue the conversation? So you guys had asked me, I think somebody had said, what is my secret to doing those 5 days of live streams and making $6,000? One of them was setting up a simple Messenger and Facebook kind of connection. So one of them was, hey, let's say I said, type in Blogger Union. And if the person typed in Blogger Union in the comments, they would automatically get a Facebook message from me. That's like, hey, you said you were interested in Blogger Union. Here's some more information about it. Click this link for more details, right? So you want to make sure that you're always communicating with people, because you don't know when they're going to watch that live stream. So you don't have this ability to do that on Instagram. So what I do whenever I do a live stream, I always tell people, hey, for all of my replay viewers, prior to writing a comment, do you mind putting #replay? Because here's what I do. Every day I'll go in and I'll look at the live stream and it'll say #replay, and I'll go back in. I'll say, oh my goodness, thank you so much for watching the replay. Do you have any questions? Okay, because now I'm able to go and look for all of those. So remember, everything that you're doing is about engaging, but about continuing the conversation. One of the hardest things that I learned when I was a blogger was when I create a blog, I would create the blog, do all of the blog-esque things, like create a Pinterest image, do this, create some tweetables, all of that. But guess what? Then when I wrote my next blog, I started promoting that next blog. But that other blog can still drive traffic. So what are different ways to continue to drive traffic? And it's trying to figure out how you make those kinds of connections, like Messenger, like asking them to put in a hashtag, like asking them to connect and put a particular word in so that you get that notification and you know they might be interested in something. Okay. Okay, so ideas for monetization, right? So you've done your live stream, but you don't know, because one of the things that I got was, what the heck am I supposed to sell? I'm a blogger. Well, you can sell a whole lot of things. One is, I am absolutely captivated by people who sell crafting items, especially when they sell crafting items and none of those crafting items are their own, right? Which means that they are using affiliate marketing to sell those different things. They have maybe some agreement with, or they got sponsorship, and let's say they're being sponsored for these kind of pencils, right? So what they're gonna do is they're gonna do a live stream about how they can draw with this pencil. But every few minutes, they talk about where you can get this pencil. And then they create a messenger connection that says, type in pencil if you wanna know where I got this pencil. And when the person types in pencil, they get the link to purchase the pencil. So that's a way to do affiliate marketing, right? The other thing is brand ambassadorship. And it's kind of funny that I had put this the first time I did this presentation, because Barbara, I don't remember what was the name of the hotel we did our presentation in. He was looking for brand ambassadors, and he clearly said, I am looking for brand ambassadors. All we want are families who could come to our hotel and highlight it. Guess what? I don't think any one of those bloggers did the live stream videos. And all he wanted to do was see people doing live streaming and enjoying the hotel, because you would not believe the amount of people who are looking for brand ambassadorship. So that is, to me, one of the easiest ways to get paid to do your live streams. Another one is event marketing. And the reason I know that this is so popular is because as a speaker, I sometimes get people who approach me and he's like, hey, can we do an interview with you? I am the so-and-so who's been hired to do the event marketing for this event. And all they do is live stream these different events.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's like tons of ways to make money on live stream. Okay, like promoting an upcoming blog. So this one is great for you guys. So if you guys have your content calendar out and you know these are the blog posts that I'm going to write, and what you're going to do is you're going to interview some people. So one of the things that I recently did was I posted on my Facebook page, I'm like, hey, are there any people of color who make t-shirts, right? And everyone started writing the names of different t-shirt companies on my page, right? So what I did was I reached out to a few of those people and I said, hey, I'm going to be doing a blog post about minority t-shirt companies. Would you like to come on and do a live stream with me about your t-shirt company and tell me how you started your t-shirt company? So now I'm going to write a blog post about all of these companies. And then I'm going to be doing live streaming prior to this blog post, or I might do it when the blog post launches. So now during it, I'm going to say, hey, I'm talking to Stephanie. She is the owner of this. If you're interested in how she built her t-shirt company, or to look at other minority owned t-shirt companies, visit blog XYZ. So again, it's a great way to monetize. So I am driving traffic to these places, right? Product reviews. So how many of you on this are actually getting sponsorship from, or are getting people to ask you to become an influencer for any of their products or services? I'd love to know. You can just say yes. Okay, so we have Kelly. Anyone else on here? Okay, good. So we have a whole lot of people that are saying yes. Here's what I want you to know. I work with several companies that are always asking me to find influencers. And because, oh, Lord have mercy, thank goodness this isn't on live stream. But one of the things that I do when I talk to influencers is stop only taking the product as payment. Tell them, you know what? I also know that live streaming is a great way to build engagement for this product. If you pay me such and such amount of money, not only will I write a product review, but I'll also do a live stream and make sure that my blog gets linked to the live stream so people could continuously see that. And they will pay you for that live stream. Why are they going to pay you for it? Because they're not going to do it. Think about ways to get paid for your time. Your time is valuable, and brands understand that your time is valuable. But guess what? Brands are on a budget. It's kind of like how you negotiate a salary. It's the same way you negotiate your product review. So in the beginning, you might not get paid, but as you do these and as you start doing these live streams, now you can put into your media kit, well, I did this live stream, I put $10 in advertising dollars, and I got 900 people to view it. And I had this many people that clicked on the link that I provided. They're going to now be willing to pay you for that because they're paying a whole lot more money in advertising space.
Absolutely. I think if you build a case study off of your live streams and you see that they're growing, then it'll be a much easier sell.
Exactly. And people like, you know, it's funny because Melissa just said that she's also been on the other side of recruiting influencers. So I've been on the side of being an influencer and being on the side of recruiting influencers. And sometimes I get like mad. I'm like, hold up. So-and-so, I'm going to call you on my personal phone because I need to tell you what you need to say on my business line. And I'll call them up and I said, you need to stop saying you're going to do this for free. I said, because if you're going to do it for free, I could have done it for free. The company could have done it for free. Tell them this is how much you are worth. And sometimes you might have to negotiate down, but a lot of companies are willing to pay people for these little services. And this is, let's just say, I mean, somebody said they're going to faint after a live stream. Do you know, my heart started palpitating the first time I did a live stream. I mean, I play around with this phone over and over. I'm like, okay, does my forehead look smaller this way or this way? Then my arm hurts for the whole 30 minutes that I was doing a live stream because I needed to look cute for the live stream. That's a lot of pressure, people. And we are not charging any money for this. Not acceptable. Not acceptable. Now, the last one is selling your skill. And this is probably the one that most people struggle with. It's like, how do I sell my skill? I don't know how to sell my skill. You have a skill. And something that I learned before I went into business a woman, it was a business coach. And when I spoke to the business coach, I told her, I said, look, this is what I want to start. And she told me this. She said, I want you to understand, first and foremost, there are going to be people who make more money than you and know a lot less than you. And I was like, what? That's not acceptable. No. And she said, yes. She said, because there are going to be people, even though they know less than you, they understand that that there are so many people out in the world who don't know what they know. And those people are willing to pay for what they know. So even though I might know more than the other person, because I have not said that I am willing to coach you or teach you or train you or any of that, they're not going to ask me. They're not going to say, hey, Daph, how much do you charge for this? Because they don't even know that I sell that service. They're going to go to someone else who knows a lot less than me and say, hey, I just watched this live stream and she told me I could do these. Do you know how to do this? How much do you charge for this? Because I know that you have a business. So remember, you can sell your skill. There is someone out there who does not know what you know, and they are willing to pay you for what you know. They are willing to pay you to know how to write an email to a brand and say, hey, are you looking for influencers? They are looking for someone who's going to tell them how to blog. They are looking for someone who knows what you know, period. So you can sell your skill. And one of the questions that we got asked on Instagram, and I might be quoting this wrong, Barbara and Paola, was it said something about how do we sell or something. What was the question? It was like, how do we sell, or let me see if I can find this because I did reshare it. It said, oh, I can't see.
How to sell without sounding too salesy.
Oh, without sounding too salesy. Here's the thing. We are in business. Sound salesy. The same way you guys put a call to action on your blog post, put a call to action on your live streams. There's no reason why you don't need to do that. And some of the easiest ways to do it is if you guys are looking at the PowerPoint presentation, you see on the bottom bar, it has @Daphne F. LeBlanc, and then it has a hashtag on it. What you can do is you can create that kind of a banner, and that kind of a banner can have just a website link that they can go to. It can say, book a free consultation at, and you create a free consultation link. So at the end, while you're talking, you can say, you know what, why don't you guys book a free consultation if you have questions about live streaming? I didn't do that on this. I probably should have. But you could say, book a free consultation, and then people can do that. Okay? So next slide. Okay, so now what I want to do, and Paola, I don't know if you're able to do this and share your screen. Can you go to that link? Because I want to show them an example of something that they can do.
Sure. Let's see.
Does it let us go to that link? Perfect.
Yeah. Are you guys seeing my screen?
I am.
Okay, perfect.
So if you see this, this is an example. This says, welcome to the, this was Fort Lauderdale's blogger meetup that I did, and it popped up. So I had on that is like, hey, here's your freebie. So click on send to messenger. Paola, I promise I won't put you on my messenger list.
It's okay. I would like to know more about live streaming.
Yeah. Click, process, work with us. Okay, view it in Messenger. Yep. So now it's asking you all of this because this is how you get permission. So you know how like you guys get permissions to do certain things? So now it says, hey, Paola, so glad we chose to hang out with me at the meetup. Thank you for subscribing. I'll be sharing content with you shortly. Stay tuned. P.S. If you ever want to unsubscribe, just type stop. Now click on live stream gear list. And now it answered and it says, here is my list of budget-friendly live stream tools that I promise you. Feel free to ask me additional questions. So now it goes in here, blah, blah, blah. And then if you click on download now, you get a PDF. Now, how easy was that? It downloaded It should have downloaded. If it didn't, it's my fault. And the reason why is I had to change the link before this meeting. But basically what it does is it says download now, and then you would click on that and you would have a PDF. But the thing is, now I have you on my messenger list.
Subscription.
Exactly. So every time I'm going to go live, I can send you a message and say, hey, blah, 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 I'm about to go live and I'm going to be talking about this. Or, hey, I'm going to go live on Friday about this. Do you have any questions about it? And now I have created a system that now I can stay in contact with you. The other thing that I can do, and this is how the old one looked. I was trying to switch it before this training. The old one, when they clicked on the button, it asked them for their name and email address, and it connected to my email account. So now I have you on my messenger list, and I have you on my email list. And now I can build my list as I am now communicating with you. Now, remember how I said this works with Facebook. It might not work with Instagram, but guess what? Remember how I said if you're doing a live stream, you want to put that live stream on IGTV, and you have the ability to put a link in IGTV, put that link in IGTV. When it says learn more, there's the link. So you have the ability to do all of these things. You guys just have to remember to do them. Okay? I think that there was another question. I just launched a course on saving money on your groceries. Girl, I need that course. I'm planning on doing a live stream to answer grocery questions and promote the course. Any suggestions on not giving away all the info in the course if I get a lot of questions? Okay, Kelly, this is probably one of the hardest things for me, but I want you to know something. People are not only paying for their course, they're paying for you. So if you follow various people who create courses, sadly, because we are teachers, we are going to want to give you all of the information. We're going to be like, well, girl, you can do this and you can do this, and then make sure you go to here. But you have to zip yourself. You have to zip yourself. You have to practice. Remember, step one was practice. You're going to give them one or two things and say, but in the course, I also give you blah, 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 blah. So you have to practice that, and you're going to have to practice over and over and over again. It's like practicing to say no. And it's like practicing to say, I actually am a paid influencer now. I don't do that for free. All of those take practice. So I want you to remember that. It's okay to give free information. But here's an example that I've told somebody, because people have always told me I always have to give things for free. And so I am in the mind that no, you don't. Because if I go to Kroger, I don't know, are there Krogers by you guys? Okay, Kroger's a supermarket.
Publix.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if I go to the supermarket and I see this rack of lamb and I'm like, damn, that rack of lamb looks good. Can I go to the grocer and say, look, can I get a slice of this for free because I just want to sample it? Like, what are they going to tell me? But why do we continuously provide our stuff free? You have to be seen as someone who knows this information, and you've been doing that through your blogging and through your videos. But when you do live stream, I want you to talk about the experience. Talk about what it's like to save money. Talk about the first time you saved money. Talk about how your receipt said your full bill said $200. After savings, you paid $76. Talk about how when you did your grocery shopping, it lasted this long and you have such and such amount of kids. How long does it take you? Ask people questions like, what is your typical dollar amount spend? What is your grocery budget? Because my grocery budget is high because my kids eat a lot. But guess what? It's also high because I'm not using what you're probably going to teach, which is how to save money on groceries. So you have to show them why it's beneficial, not how to do it, because the course is how to do it. But the why is what you need to sell them on. Does that answer the question? Okay. And so I think I have like 10 minutes with you guys. So if you guys have questions. Oh, or I finished my PowerPoint slide, right? Paola, I got all caught up.
Actually, I don't know. Let me take a look. Let's see. Yes, you did.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
we're good.
All right.
So now we can take questions. If no one else has a question, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I saw that you've been doing the Messenger subscription. How do you feel Messenger subscriptions perform compared to email?
Oh, dang, girl, that's a whole other presentation. So I believe that they do better. And the reason I feel that they do better is, on a personal note, I read my Messenger more often than I read my emails because I get a lot of emails. So I've also spoken at Digital Summit. And the presentation that I did at Digital Summit was about using Messenger bots. And so I asked, it was a group of like executives, and I was like, how many people have cell phones? Okay. And I actually want you guys to answer this. How many of you have cell phones right now with you? Whether you're using it right now to watch the Zoom or you have it next to you. Okay. Okay, Shay, wait till I should until you have a certain number. Okay, I'm going to answer that. Okay. So everyone has a cell phone. Okay. Does everyone here have their email connected to their cell phone? Okay, I do.
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I send you an email right now, or actually, I'm not even gonna do that. How many of you have gotten emails during this live stream? How many of you have gotten emails? And if you don't know because you didn't look, just say, I don't know.
Me.
Okay. How many of you have opened the email while we were live streaming? Now you see how many nopes are now coming on. Now, I don't know about any of you, but this is out of curiosity. Has anyone gotten a text message while they are in this live stream, while they're doing this training? And if you got a text message, did you look at it and respond, or did you at least look at it? Looked at it. Okay. So that shows you people are more likely to look at a message than they are an email. And it's hilarious. We don't do it. It's easier. A message is short. It's like a sentence or two. An email is longer. You got to go through it. You got to look at the picture. Then you got to decide if you really want to open it, or you got to look at the subject line. The subject line said whatever. So it's just like all of these things. So messenger bots or messenger messages or all of that tend to be more interactive because they're shorter and quick. So that's really what it comes up to. I think someone did ask me, what do I use for messenger bot? Is ManyChat, MANY chat, CHAT.com is what I use.
Okay. We also have a question from, thank you, L. Tyler. And she says, should you wait to do live streams until you have a certain number of followers or viewers?
No. If you wait to have more followers, you're going to get even more nervous that you now have more people possibly looking. This is the perfect time. If you have fewer people, this is the perfect time to start practicing because it's less nerve-wracking, but also live streaming works if you do it consistently. It doesn't work when you're not doing it consistently. If you do it every now and again, you'll get results. The reason I made that money was because I did it every single day at the same time, and people started to know that was the time that I was going to be on there. The people that you see that live stream now kind of sporadically, they've already built an engaging network, and that's why they still get engagement. So there are certain people that you can follow, like, there's certain people that I follow. I'm like, oh, she's on live and I'll pay attention, but it's a different time, but she's already built a following of like 1.2 million people. So of course she's getting engagement when she's doing it sporadically. But for many of us, we are just growing and we are not at that stage yet. So again, the best answer is to do it now.
Just get started. So we also have a question about starting your live stream and no one's there?
Okay, so that is okay. I forgot what the percentage is, but live streams are watched more not live than live. But live streams are watched more than pre-recorded video. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're going to tell people that you're starting at 3 o'clock, start no later than 3:05 and make sure that you get started. Make sure that you introduce yourself, but you don't need to tell them your life story. And make sure to say hello to the replay viewers and then remind them, like whatever word you want them to use, make sure they say, hey, if you're a replay viewer, don't forget to type in replay. The other reason you want to do that is the more engagement you have on a post, the more likely that post will show up in feeds, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. YouTube.
Okay. So in that case, if you're starting and no one's there, just pretend people are there and people will start to join?
Yeah, hopefully. And if they don't, it's okay, because you guys are going to do what you do best, and that's social media, and you're going to promote that video. You're going to embed that video into your blog. You're going to share that video on your LinkedIn, on your Twitter, whatever it takes to get more people to watch it, and start making sure that people are commenting on it.
And when you are saying about embedding it into your blog post, do you recommend just using whatever streaming service you used or uploading it to YouTube and embedding it that way?
No. Okay. So it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to build your Facebook audience or your Instagram audience, I would embed that into your blog. If you're trying to build your YouTube channel or you're trying to do it for SEO purposes, then embed the YouTube. But again, think strategically about why you're using that video.
Okay. Wonderful. Let me see. Do you
someone
have any
asked,
questions?
Yeah, someone asked, what's the second best options besides Facebook Messenger? Some of my audience deleted Facebook. It's really, this one is going to be on you. And the reason why I say it's on you, you have to figure out where are you getting the most engagement right now. So if you're getting the most engagement on Instagram, the only thing that I tell you that is excessively important is make sure you upload that video into IGTV and you incorporate a call to action in there, because that is the only place on Instagram that you can have a clickable link. Okay, so that's important.
Okay, and Elle is typing us one more question.
Yeah,
She's asking, what is the ideal length of time for a live stream?
All right. So when I go on live, I don't go on more than 20 minutes. But I have seen some live streams that go on forever and ever and ever. Start with what makes you feel comfortable. So there are different trains of thoughts. Even like YouTube and things like that, I'm hearing like 7 minutes. But honestly, go with what works for you. But don't make up content. Like I've seen people like just make up content because they've heard that the longer they go on live, the better. No, because that means people are getting less and less engaged. So it's important that you have engaging content. And what I normally do when I go on live, so you guys can even see, like I don't know if it's in pencil, but I jot down like a simple outline of the touch points that I want to make. So if my touch points are only 20 minutes, it's only 20 minutes. That's it.
Okay, great.
And remember, if this is the first time you're doing it, don't worry about those other things. Don't worry about, I have to be online for this much time and I have to do that. Worry about doing it, because trust me, the more you do it, I mean, I looked at some of my old live streams. Oh my, I'm embarrassed, but I leave them on there because it tells me that I've gotten further. I mean, I was on live stream when it was Blab and Google Hangouts, and like there was just a whole ton of stuff. So I've been sadly on live for a long time, but you just have to do what you got to do and make sure you do it and do it consistently.
Okay, love it.
Okay.
Do we have any other questions? Someone wanted your Instagram handles, and thank you, Barbara, for sharing all the info on the chat.
Oh, and I think other things that people ask me. So I used to go on live all the time. And one of the things I think 2020. I think I stopped doing it for 2020 only because I've gotten like 3 clients that I help a lot. Remember, I did say I also have an agency, and I will give you some crazy examples. Like I've had plastic surgeons that actually do some of their work and injectables and stuff like that live stream and sell Botox directly on live. So if you think that you have something that you cannot sell, trust me, it is sellable. It's very, very sellable. Okay.
All righty. Well, I think that that was the last question. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, Daphne, and sharing all of your live streaming secrets with us.
No problem. It was really fun as always.
Thank you. And thank you everyone who joined us today. We have a bunch of other webinars coming up this week. I believe tomorrow is how to start your WordPress blog with me.
That's a good one.
If you want to know more of what's coming up, you can go to the Blogger Union Instagram and check the link tree, and we have the whole schedule there, and you can take a look at what you'd like to sign up for. And it was lovely seeing all of you. We'll catch you at the next one. Thank you.